Hello guys, welcome to a video. So today I'm going to be continuing a series where I show you how to mod your Wii using various applications. This video is going to be less about how to install things and more about how to use it, specifically Riivolution. So in the last video I showed you installing Riivolution. You can go watch that in the description. But this is going to be about how you use it exactly. Okay, so open it up with your SD card already in is best, because otherwise some problems can occur, crashing related things you don't want to happen. See, I was afraid of that because I already have the SD card in. Sometimes it does that. It feels like the longer I've had it, it feels like it's gotten worse over time. Like it runs worse than when I first got it. So if that happens, just exit the application, exit Riivolution meaning, and put it in the SD card again and try again. There's various parts of Riivolution. So obviously this is for newer. As an example, so each page is a different list of items. You can have multiple items on here on your list. Usually it just has one that means like run the hack. But in this instance, let's say you want to have two things. This is from my XML that I've done. And I'm going to be teaching you how to make the XML in this video. So sometimes I want to run just my custom levels, which is what the TNMP part is. So I keep that enabled, and sometimes I want to use just my custom save, or my, because you're able to actually use a save game on your SD card. Sometimes I want to use my custom levels without running those, so I turn this on and this off. That's usually what things like that are used for. Have your SD card in your computer. And by the way, most hacks that you're gonna find online for whatever game, most hacks come with a pre-made XML, because a lot of them have like memory hacks included that, and also like they don't want you to have to go through the trouble of doing this on your own, because you might mess something up, you might forget something. So usually you won't have to make these, but if you're making your own hack, you will. So there's this file, NSMB template, which takes quite a bit of effort to get. I honestly don't know where I got it, because there is a link. I'm gonna try to find it here, but basically it goes through this website called riivolution.net, and this is supposed to be a forum, but it doesn't work anymore. And if you try to go to the patch templates, which is where you're supposed to get the template for the XMLs, you get this message, and it's not gonna work, because 2018, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it'll ever be back, but it's been a while since I since I first tried to get here, so I wouldn't count on it coming back, the whole website. I'm gonna try to find a link to the file, the NSMB template, and put it in the description for you. It's not that hard to understand how the XML is working, okay. the whole XML is, the whole file is in a tag WeDisk. So WeDisk, and then we'll finish that in a minute. We'll finish this tag in a minute. Let's just save it here. So all your XML files are going to go in a Riivolution folder that's in the root of your SD card. So, and then you can just name it whatever, tutorial.xml. This name will not show up on the screen in Riivolution, so it doesn't really matter for what it's called. So version equals 1, root is whatever you want the root to be. So as an example, I have this folder Reggie, which has a whole bunch of stages. I want to use my custom levels, and so they're in Reggie/stage. So the root of this hack would be /Reggie. You're gonna have ID game equals whatever game you're using. Now, this game ID isn't going to be what you would normally call it. So like for Mario Wii, you're not gonna type in New Super Mario Bros. or that or whatever you're gonna do. You're actually gonna type in SMN. So you're gonna have to look up what the ID of your game is to know what you're doing. Now we get into the main part of this, the options, which are, well, there's two main parts of this. So the options are not done yet. So remember on Riivolution there were pages of menus. So each page is going to be one section, and you name it, and whatever you name it will be showing up at the top. Each item on the list is going to be for a different option. That's the name of the tag. So option name equals levels, because this one is going to be for the patch levels. Just make an ID. I mean, I would do the same ID that you're going to use for the rest of this. So let's say levels. Don't name two things with the same ID, by the way. It's a bad idea. Choice name equals, usually you use enabled, and that means that it's going to be turned on, obviously. And then you don't actually need to enter the disabled option, it'll automatically have that. But what you do need to do is tell it what patch you're going to be using in this choice. So patch ID, and you haven't made the patch yet, so you name this patch. I would use the same ID as you used up here for the option name. This is one option right here, or this is one patch applied right here. Now we haven't made the patch yet. Like, option name is save. So this is going to be where you can use a custom save game that is in your SD card, so you can have twice as much data stored for the game. So save, the ID will be not the same ID. Save B, because I'm already using save. So make a choice with the name enabled, and the patch that will be applied is save B. Okay, and then /option. Okay, so we're done the options. So we can end this options tag. Now we're going to do the actual behind the scenes work, because this is all what's going to show up on the actual Riivolution channel when you open it. This part, the actual patches, are what files to use in the patch. So we're gonna make each patch individually. So patch ID equals, let's do levels first because that's how we did it before. We want to be organized here. So there's a few different things you can do within a patch, and I'm going to show you what those are. So say in this level, or in this instance, you want to do this stage folder because this is where all the levels are. Folder is what you're going to do because you want to apply this entire stage folder and the stage texture folder because you want to be able to add in your own custom tile sets, for instance. And this will be different for every game. Some games have obviously different files, but in this case I'm going to be showing you for New Super Mario Bros. Wii because that's the one I have the most experience with. So for the folder, now even though this is in Reggie/stage, all you need to put is stage because you already defined the root of the hack as /Reggie. And then you're gonna put disk equals /stage because that's the actual that's the folder that you're replacing. Stage/texture is gonna replace /stage/texture. There's also one for files. I'm not too familiar with that, but what I think that is would be like, say I want to just replace level 1-1. You could do file external is stage / like the actual file name with the extension, and then the disk is what it's replacing. But I'm not sure that's gonna work, so don't count me on this. Say there's this folder doesn't actually exist in the disk, but you want to still like say you have a custom sprite that references a certain folder that is going to be inserted into the game with this hack that you don't actually have, that it's not already in the what's it called, in the disk, or the folder might have some tile sets. That's what mine is. It has some tile sets that aren't actually original file names, or like they're new file names that weren't originally in the game. So you have to do something called create equals true. Probably best to put it in quotes. You have to make create equal to true so that it can, even if there's a file in there that doesn't exist in the game, it will still use that file. So it doesn't matter if you have this normally if you're using the original game's files, but if you're using new tile sets and stuff, it's best to have create as true. Memory hacks. Here are the memory hacks. This, you're never going to, unless you're already experienced, you're not going to have any need for this. You're not going to have to make your own memory hacks. You're not going to have to come up with the values in this. But as an example, I have a connected pipe fix that fixes a feature that's unused and broken in the original game. So if I want to use that, all you have to do normally is just paste in whatever they give you. So in case you're wondering, memory offset is the address of the actual value, and then the value of the actual piece of memory in the game, and then the value is what you're gonna set it to. You're never gonna have to ever make this unless you are experienced. If you're not experienced with this, there's no need to understand the memory tag. I don't understand, like, I don't know what the addresses of the memories really are. Some of them mean specific things, like you can actually see what they mean. Like one of them is, what's the max lives count? Well, that's 99, but you can actually set it to a different number. So you can set it to be a maximum of 10 lives if you want to do a challenge like that. Save game hack. Yeah. So this patch, I keep path. This is really simple. So all you have to do is make a folder, call it whatever you want, save B tutorial, and I'll just name it tutorial save. And then all you have to do is, the tag is save game. Tell it what the external folder is, and this time the folder is going to be in the root. It doesn't have to be, but this makes it easier. And then literally just I'm sorry, what did I name it? Tutorial save. And this slash is kind of important because it means it's going to be in the root. And then if you want to, so there's an attribute here called clone, and I haven't used it, but I think that it means if you set it to true, then it's going to make a copy of your save game from the Wii, and it's actually going to copy it to the folder that you just named. But if you set it to false, it's going to not do that, and it's just going to mean that this is an extra this is going to be an extra save for you. So, I mean, that's all you need to know. This part is not necessary if you're new to doing hacks like this. I don't know if I did this right, and that's why you go and find out. You go put the card in the Wii and find out what you did right, what you didn't do right. So we're going to take this out. We're going to go test the XMLs in Riivolution, see if I did it right. If not, you can always just look. You might have missed a bracket, missed a quote, something like that. I'm fairly confident, but let's find out if it worked. Make sure the SD card is in, open Riivolution, and we're gonna see if the XML is working. I'm not gonna open the hack because the files in the folders I referenced are named wrong and everything. I don't want to risk it because I don't know what'll happen. I don't think it's a working hack, but okay, section name, that's what we named the section. Good. Levels and memory hacks. Okay, yeah, you can see so right there is where the section name is. You can put a space, clearly. And here, these are the choice names, and these are the option names. You can already see disabled is already there, even though we didn't specifically say it would be. So you turn this on, and it's going to enable the custom levels that are in that folder. And this one is going to enable the custom save that is, you know what I mean. So that should work. And again, the actual making of the custom levels, I'm gonna get to in another video, probably the next one. I will leave a link in the description if I remember to, a list of memory hacks you can apply. Make sure to check which version of the game each memory hack is, because some of them only work on PAL, some of them only work on the US version, some of them only work on the Japan version, you know what I mean. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, do subscribe if you've not done so already, and bye.